he's not going to be judged the way that third-round quarterbacks are usually to be judged. Like, we should be talking about Dillon Gabriel in the same breath as C.J. Beathard and Desmond Ridder, who just got picked up by the Cincinnati Bengals. Like, guys that have no real expectations at all to become starting quarterbacks in the National Football League. But because the Browns are the way that they are, they've put this onus on him and these expectations on him. And the fact that you're letting him throw the football 20 times in a given practice, we have, like, they're almost forcing us to evaluate this poor kid as if he's a top 10 pick. And I know there are so many people out there, you know, in my mentions especially, that are like, well, you just hate Dillon Gabriel and you want to see Shedeur Sanders. No, I don't hate Dillon Gabriel. If anything, I feel bad for Dillon Gabriel. He doesn't deserve what's happening to him here in the slightest. Like, the fact that he looks this bad in practice, yeah, we all told you that was going to happen. He was a third-round pick that probably should have been a sixth-round pick, and they're treating him like he's a day-one pick because they really like him, and he's fast at processing information. That doesn't equate to being a good quarterback. It doesn't equate to winning games on Sundays. I'm really starting to have questions about this entire thing from top bottom, and we haven't even seen a game be played yet.
Dude, I think like one of the dumbest things, too, is I've just always thought, like, if you're going to reach in general on anyone, and you know it's like a project, like obviously no one thought Dillon Gabriel was going to come in from day one and start 17 games in the NFL. I've always been under the school of thought of you take the guys with the physical traits, right? Because like you can coach them up, like you can't teach height, you can't teach all that stuff. I say that as a 5'2" dude myself. But man, like how do you take the kid? How do you reach on the kid who's like 5'11"? Don't you take the guy who has like any sort of like, okay, if we can work with him, like you're the quarterback whisperer or whatever, you made it work with PJ Walker. Don't you want to take the kid who has like some size or makeup?
They said we can't teach his brains though. He's got it up there, but I think it's getting to him because I don't. It wasn't always pretty, but it's gotten a lot worse from what I've seen, and I think it's because he's feeling everyone say, "Why are we doing this?" And now it's like, why the dude you picked in the 5th round, who might have gone undrafted if you didn't pick him, is looking much better. Why is he here? They're like, we need to get rid of him. I think he's starting to feel it, so now he's trying to do a lot on these throws. He's trying to put it in windows. Might force a ball that might get picked, and then, you know, maybe now he wants to show him he's got an arm. I'm big, strong dude. I could throw it. Now it's 15 yards out of bounds. Like I think it's just a bad situation for him overall.
The one head-scratching thing with Dillon Gabriel, too, a little bit for me is, like, obviously you don't want to take out any one day of a training camp and make it a bigger deal than it needs to be. But, like, if you look at the opportunity he had Saturday, like, taking a ton of reps with the first team on the defensive side of the ball, like, you had a ton of guys out. Greg Newsome was out for the corners, in addition to, obviously, MJ Emerson's out for the year. So, like, you have, like, you're playing a weakened secondary. Grant Delpit wasn't participating in everything also. So, like, you really had a chance to go at the ones who weren't all the way together. You had everyone with you, basically. That Gage, I forget his last name, but the UDFA receiver, LeVarden, he looked awesome all day Saturday, too. So, like, everything with the offense was kind of clicking besides him. Like, he had no excuses, really, to not do something on Saturday.
Yeah, and here's the other piece of this, too, and I know we gotta jump to a break in a second. The other piece of this is, like, yes, you can't... One practice isn't going to define somebody's NFL career. That's the reason why we don't really pay attention to, you know, the QB stats and the trackers that are out there at practice, because that's what this is. It's practice. However, similar to, you know, dating, when there are consistent red flags in somebody, you can't ignore it.